Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the Colonel's Bequest. Let's see if we can go upstairs. The stairs lead to a third level of the house. There's a doorway right in front of you, and another to the right. Open door. The door is locked from the other side. This must be Fifi's room. Although her room is in the attic, she has fixed it up nicely. Some of these tables could use... Yeah, I'm looking at the gramophone. Fifi must enjoy listening to music, as you see a Victrola in the back corner of the room. A picture is a picture. You see nothing of interest. Fifi has an old armoire in the back corner of her room. Fifi has a little vanity by the bed. Small swinging doors lead into Fifi's dressing room. Okay, it doesn't seem like there's much that we can do in there. Open armoire. Move armoire. You can't do that. Look in dressing room. You can see Fifi's dressing room behind a set of small swinging doors. Well, I'm in there now, game. Alright, fine. Don't think there's much else for us here. So let's just go downstairs. And keep going down. This is the front downstairs hallway of the big house. A grand stairway leads upstairs. Well, that was dangling precariously, wasn't it? It'll take a while to get those splinters out. Someone really needs to file some building code violations against this place. Jeez. So yes, you want to avoid walking down the middle of the carpet there. Look, armor. A very old suit of armor, with one gloved hand holding a battle axe, stands beside the stairway. Although it's well polished, all of its joints are completely rusted. Let's see. Take axe. Battle axe is firmly attached to the armor. Disappointing. Most of the sofas look very old, dusty, and uncomfortable. There are many old and unusual rugs here. Okay. This is the back downstairs hallway of the big house. Double French doors lead out back. Two old-fashioned armoires flank the back door. The French doors lead outside. An interesting oval mirror hangs on the hallway wall. The incessant ticking of the stately grandfather clock is the only sound you hear in the empty hallway. It is 7:15, but you can always check that, which is pretty nice. Well, let's go ahead and explore a little bit more of the house. This must be the library. You see many books of various and sundry topics displayed in the bookcases. Tucked into one wall, you notice an elevator shaft. Would you like a drink? No, thank you. I'd like a drink. No? Fine, be that way. Look Clarence. Oh, is this, is that Wilbur? Ah, yes, that's Wilbur. All right. Dr. Wilbur C. Fields is a pudgy man in his mid-50s. He seems to be a nervous type and sweats profusely. You wonder about his medical practices and if he ever samples his own wares. Wow. You gather that he has been the Colonel's personal physician for many years. Wilbur seems to be very interested in that magazine. Wilbur is reading the magazine, but you're not close enough to see it. You look over Wilbur's shoulder. Yes, I look over his shoulder at the magazine. See pictures of racehorses. Interesting. The bookcases are crammed full of books. You see some books on the table. See a dusty old mirror hanging on the wall. Various objects and knickknacks are displayed on the fireplace mantel. None of it interests you, though. Look books. Read books. You glance at the titles of various books, but frankly find most of them boring. You decide to pass. Ah. Talk to Wilbur.
Ah, so you're Lillian's friend. Laura, is it? You look very nice, Laura. Very nice indeed.
Dirty old man.
Ah, my dear, come a little closer. I don't hear well.
Not on your life.
You're very pretty, my dear. Now don't be afraid.
Afraid you're not. Leary, yes.
Oh, that's right. Afraid you're not. Leary, yes. Yeah, all right. Giving up on you, Wilbur goes back to his reading. All right. Let's ask about Lillian.
I haven't seen Lillian for quite some time. I remember her visiting here as a child. I understand she had some problems a while back.
What about Ethel?
Ethel and Henri were never close. As a consequence, I never saw much of her.
Laura?
What about it?
Okay. What about Gertie?
I'm not well acquainted with Gertrude. I know her daughter, though.
Gloria?
Gloria's a beautiful girl, a desirable girl. She was a patient of mine once, though I haven't seen her for quite some time.
I can imagine why she's not a patient of yours anymore. Ugh. Rudy?
Rudy has no more morals than a rat. He has no right to pick on me.
Pick on you about what? Clarence?
Sometimes Clarence gets a bum rap. He's not as bad as some would have you think.
What about, Wilbur?
I'm not discussing myself with you.
What about Jeeves?
I don't think much about Jeeves.
And, Seeley?
Love her pecan pie.
And finally, what about, Fifi?
Ah, Fifi, wonderful girl, wonderful girl.
Actually, I did forget that I haven't talked to him about the Colonel yet.
Henri's got more life in him than you might think. Yes, sirree.
Interesting. Alright, well, let's take a quick save here. Look, elevator. Currently, you don't see an elevator, just an elevator shaft. Fine. The elevator seems to be upstairs. Oh. Alright, I guess I can... Alright, never mind. Don't think anything of what I just did. This appears to be the Colonel's study, as a large desk dominates the room. Upon the desk, you notice a small glass case. At the back of the room are two large cabinets, also catch your attention. Look, Fifi. Fifi is the Colonel's pretty French maid. You surmise that she is probably very apt in her duties, whatever they may be. Fifi is young, blonde, and sexy. Although she seems to have a vivacious personality, you can sense a certain cunning underneath it all. Do I, huh? Currently, Fifi looks to be busily cleaning the Colonel's study. Talk to Fifi. Fifi doesn't have time for idle chit-chat. She's too busy cleaning the Colonel's study. Ow. Fine. A huge rhino head hangs above the fireplace. Two African spears cross beneath it. A finely carved fireplace show the craftsmanship of bygone days. Most of these chairs look pretty old. Large oak desk sits at the center of the room. Atop it you see a small glass case. You look through the small glass case and notice a little silver derringer mounted upon a blue velvet backing. You see a stuffed eagle on top of one of the cabinets. You see a stuffed alligator on top of one cabinet. You see a large globe in the corner of the study. Look, derringer. The small silver derringer is inside the glass case. Open case. Yes, glass case is locked. Well, shucks. Fifi, can you open this for me? Open desk. There's nothing you need in the desk. Aww. Didn't actually mean to go outside. You're standing at the northwest corner of the house, right outside the Colonel's study. It's real creepy and dark out here. You shiver at the thought of venturing outside alone. Perhaps you ought to go back inside. Yeah, that was my intention. You feel better now that you're back in the house. It was scary out there. Was it really? Let's look in cabinet. Cautiously, you peek inside the open door of the cabinet. Not surprisingly, part of the Colonel's weapons collection is housed there. Within the cabinet, you see an Australian boomerang, a steel cutlass, a pearl-handled dagger, a mace, and an antique crossbow. Ooh. I can has, please? You carefully open the glass door of the cabinet and look inside. Stored within is the Colonel's rifle collection. Okay. Go to bed, old man. This is a very elegant dining room. It looks like the Colonel has some class after all. I don't know about that. Dusty old mirror. Notice a lovely leaded glass hutch in the corner. There is plenty of seating around the large dining table. It's a lovely piece, isn't it? Large silver coffee urn sits on the small table. Notice a small door below the wall light. A cheery fire brightens the room. Look in the hutch. There's nothing of interest in the hutch. Oh. This old house has a nice big kitchen. Right now you see Seeley washing the dinner dishes while Beauregard has found a warm spot by the stove. Beauregard appears to be a very old and lazy bloodhound. His loose skin hangs in folds and his long ears almost drag the ground. You sense that Beauregard must be the Colonel's beloved dog. This is your average run-of-the-mill icebox. The smell of coffee permeates the room from the bubbling pot. A pot of coffee bubbles on the stove. You see Beauregard lying on the floor by the stove. It's a pretty basic three-legged stool. This kitchen could use some more cupboard space. Celie is the Colonel's cook. She is an overweight black lady who, on the surface, seems to be distant and unfriendly. However, you sense that she is probably a very nice person, just minding her own business. You've heard that Celie practices voodoo, and you wonder about this. Huh. The old butter churn is empty. Celie is busily washing the dinner dishes. Open icebox. The game doesn't understand ice. Alright. Pet doggo. This game does not understand doggo. Oh, terrible. Pet dog. Okay. Who's your good puppy? Who's your good puppy? Yes, you are. Talk to Celie.
I gotta get these dishes done before the Colonel gets mad. Go on with you now.
What if I want to ask you about yourself?
You don't need to know nothing about me.
No, I do not have a good old Southern black lady voice. Let's ask you about Laura.
What difference do it make?
How about the Colonel?
I ain't got nothing to say about him.
Lillian?
Don't want to talk about her.
Do I need to make friends with you or something? Ethel?
Don't have no opinion about her.
Gertie?
Don't know nothing about her.
Okay, how about Gloria?
Don't pay no attention to her.
Rudy?
Don't know nothing about him.
Clarence?
Don't want to talk about him.
Wilbur? Uh-huh. Alright. Jeeves?
He only the butler.
What about Fifi?
She's just a maid, that's all.
Okay. Not getting any information here at the moment, at least. Fine. Be that way. Grumble, grumble. Alright, well, we got some other rooms that we can go into. You have entered the parlor of the old mansion. Against the back wall, you notice a sculpted marble bar, and in the corner, a parrot swings from its bird stand. 7:30. So yes, when you interact with something,
That old biddy, she's half slushed. Shh, here's a young friend of Lillian's.
okay. So yes, when you interrupt a conversation or see the conversation through one of the secret passages, time advances. It's just specific things. You can do basically anything else. So it looks like we're going to interrupt a conversation if we go in there right now. So let's see what we got in here. You found the Colonel's billiard room. Funny, he doesn't seem to be the kind of guy who would enjoy playing billiards, listening to records on the Victrola or the player piano. Okay, so we got two things that we need to look at.
Uncle Henri's a strange old coot, he.
Quiet, we're not alone anymore. Oh, just I'm friendly. Don't mind me. All right, so we have two rooms to check out, two conversations. However, this is a very suspicious clock indeed. You pull on the grandfather clock, and to your surprise, not really surprise, find that the whole clock opens to reveal a secret door. Also, can we check the clock for an elixir? No? Alright, fine. You have found a small hidden room in the house. But what the conversation that we'll see behind the, on the other side of the painting, we'll have to wait until next time. See you then, everyone.